What's the day, Alex? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday, May the 21st. Shout out to 21st. All right, so what we're gonna do today, all right, so shout out to everybody, man. I'm down here. Who the first right there? Big Tone, Wayne 704, you see it? Listen. Down here, Lower Manhattan, in front of the federal court, Wednesday, May the 21st, 2025, Puffy trial. I want to give a shout out to everybody that has sent me cash apps. If I don't mention your name, it's because I'm in the middle of doing this. Shout out to everybody that sends super chats. You can follow me on Spotify and you can follow me on Instagram. The podcast was sold. So, on the stand, he got on there yesterday. All right, so yesterday, the special agent in charge of the search warrants for, I got my microphone. Should I try my microphone? Let me try my microphone. Hold up. I got my Bluetooth. Well, I'm already going now. So they searched Puffy's house on March the 25th, 2024, right? The special agent in charge was Special Agent Gannon. He was there at 2 Star Island, which was Puffy's home in Miami. He is a part of Homeland Security, the human trafficking group. There was over 80 to 90 officers that executed this search warrant of Puffy's house. Of those 80 and 90, 25 of those officers were a part of the special response team. Now, the way they busted into Puffy's house, they used the armored vehicle to break open the front gate to gain entry into the house. Now, they did the search warrant at 3:40 in the afternoon, when typically they do search warrants at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's a very important point, which I'm going to get to later. Now, he went into what items they got seized at Puffy's house, right? When they went into Puffy's crib, they went into his master closet. They found the lower receiver and the upper receiver of an AR-15 with the magazine. They found 25 bottles of baby oil, 31 bottles of Astroglide, right? The serial numbers were cut off of the AR-15. The gun wasn't put together, it was in pieces. Part of it was wrapped in a towel. Now, they also found 12 pair of red bottom high heel shoes in Puffy's master closet. They found 2 pair, it's either 1 pair or 2 pair. Hold on, let me get my coffee. Shout out to my man Alex, brought me a coffee. I got my coffee. Who is that right there? Gelato, what up? Quay T, straight facts. Listen, I'm on the 24th floor in courtroom 24B. Alex, take this for me. I'm in the overflow. Appreciate you, man. So everything that I'm saying is what they saying in the courtroom. I'm not going off of no reporter giving me information. I'm not going off of my emotions, my feelings, my perceptions, what I think. I'm coming straight facts. In Puffy's master closet, they found a pair of Balenciaga boots with 3 cell phones inside the boots. They found a Gucci bag. The Gucci bag had drugs in it and eye drops. It had pink pills, blue pills, orange pills, purple pills, yellow pills, all kind of different pills of MDMA and ketamine. Y'all got to figure out what MDMA is. I don't know what that means. They also found a straw, a cut-off straw, some white powder, and $100 bill rolled up. They got the bag. They said the bag, it was a clear bag that had a white powdery substance in it. They said that was cocaine and ketamine. They found methamphetamine. They found Alprazan and Xanax. And they found a .45 caliber pistol with a box of bullets. So this is what the special agent is testifying to under direct examination by Mrs. Steiner, who is one of the assistant U.S. attorneys that's prosecuting this case. And they're putting up photos. They've taken over 500 pictures. They took over 500 pictures of evidence of what they found at Puffy's crib in Miami. Now, not only did they bust down the front gate with an armored vehicle and mess up Puffy's gate, they came in a boat. There was a boat, because Puffy lived on the water. They had a Homeland Security boat come around the back, so in case anybody tried to dip out the back, 5-0 already there. You ain't going nowhere. Now, this is real important. They did the search warrant. Wait, I'm gonna get to that. So now, Puffy's lawyer cross-examines, right? This is Tenny Garagos, right? Mark Garagos' daughter. We know that Mark Garagos was Michael Jackson's lawyer. His daughter, Tenny Garagos, is on Puffy's team too. Now, she comes up, Puffy's lawyer comes up and says, she puts up a picture of Puffy's front gate. No, first she put up the picture of the government used with Special Agent Gannon to show where they gained entry into Puffy's crib. She put that picture up, right? Then she said, you could take that down. Then she put up another picture where the other side of the gate, they destroyed the gate. And she asked him, like, why you ain't show that picture? Why you didn't show the picture of where y'all destroyed his gate? Then she asked him, how did you get into his property? He said, we used the armored vehicle. She said, how many armored vehicles? He said, we used just one. Now, this lawyer was money, right? These lawyers is money, man. They see, the way I be seeing it, they see it a whole different way. So, she tells the girl who's putting up the pictures, say, put up that picture that the government put up when they were direct examining Gannon, right? So they found the .45 caliber pistol in a red suitcase. So she said, bring that picture up with the red suitcase. They put the picture up. She asked my man, the Homeland Security dude, is that the suitcase where you found the pistol? He said, yeah. Is that the suitcase where you found the ammunition for the .45 pistol? The special agent said, yeah. She said, where did you find that suitcase? He said, in the security area, immediately after you come on to Mrs. Combs' immediately after you come off Mr. Combs' property. So when you come into Puff's crib, everybody, you gotta hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I got 300 people in here, 68 likes. Double tap the screen, get a video a thumbs up. So as soon as you come in Puff's crib, he got a security gate right there. I mean, a security booth where I guess he got private security. You understand? So she said, where did you find this red suitcase? He said, we found it in the security area. He said, was the gun in there? In the red suitcase? He said, yeah. Where was the gun? By the security area. Was the bullets in there in the red suitcase? He said, yeah. Where was the bullets? By the security area. So what she was saying was that his security, the gun you found, right, which is in the indictment under the RICO, right, guns and weapons, was actually a gun found in a location in the security booth on his property, you understand, where his security detail is licensed to carry pieces, right? That's what she getting at. Somebody gave me a super chat. Who is that right there? Winter Shear. Thank you for providing us such informative coverage. NYC, get them likes up. My man Winter Shear said, get them likes up, hit the like button. So that's what she's trying to establish from the door. Yeah, you found a gun on Puffy's property, but it was by the security booth. Now, then she said, bring up the picture of the closet where they found the AR-15, the upper piece, weighing 704. Weighing 704. Bring up the picture with the closet where you found the upper receiver of the AR-15 and where you found the lower receiver of the AR-15. She said, did y'all, first she asked him, did you go and conduct this search in Puffy's master closet? He said no. She said, some of your people did it. The people that you were, because you were controlling the entire search. He said, yeah, some of my people. They took the pictures also. So she said something to the effect of like, did you remove any of the shoe boxes from the closet, the upper part of the shelf? He said, how did she say that? He said no. Or she said, were you supposed to remove anything? Were you supposed to take the pictures of it as is? You understand? What's up, man? How you doing? All right. But anyway, I can't remember what she said, but this is the point. She put up two pictures of the same closet. One picture had the shoe boxes up at the top. The other picture of the same closet didn't have nothing at the top. So who is that right there? Goddamn Wendell Morris, Indianapolis, Indiana. So what she was saying was, you said y'all supposed to take pictures, y'all weren't supposed to remove the shoe boxes, or you put them back, you took them down, you put them back, or you weren't supposed to touch them. It's some kind of procedure. Either they not supposed to touch it, or they supposed to take it down, put it back, or take a picture before they touch it, or whatever. She showed, Puffy's lawyer showed, like, look at this closet. One part, the boxes is there. The next part, the boxes ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like, I think what she's getting at is that the search that they did was like a little shaky. Like the search they did was a little shaky, right? That's what she said, not me. Now, then she said, okay, put up the picture where you got the AR-15 upper receiver and the AR-15 lower receiver. the serial numbers have been scratched off the AR-15. They put up the pictures. The upper receiver is two upper receivers. They was wrapped in a towel, held together by tape. The lower receivers was in a shoebox, but they was in two different parts of the closet, or two different parts of his room. So the gun wasn't together, right? So she asked him. She said, you know the gun wasn't together, right? The upper receiver and the lower receiver, the magazine, none of them was together. He acknowledged, yeah. So then the government showed a picture of like everything together. The lower receiver next to the shoebox with the upper receiver, the bullets, all of that. And it's a picture of it all together. And this was her point. She's saying like, why did you take a picture when all of the stuff is together in one spot? When y'all found a part over there, you found a part over there. Why you didn't take pictures of when you found, you know what I'm saying? Individually. So what she's kind of getting at and what she's trying to insert into the jury's mind is that maybe they planted it. Right? Now, she talked about ways to identify a gun, even if the serial numbers is scratched off. You could swab for DNA, you could pull for hair and fiber, and you could dust for fingerprints, right? So she asked him, she said, is it easier to get fingerprints off a gun when it's inside the house versus when it's outside the house in the elements, in the rain or the snow or whatever, hurricane, whatever? And my man, the special agent, says it's easier to get the fingerprints when it's in the house. Okay? Check Tenny out. Check Puffy's lawyer out. Where's she going with this? She asked my man, she said, yo, y'all gotta give me more likes than that, man. 162 likes. I got 600 people. Share this video, man. Share this video. She asked him, Tenny Garagos, Puffy's attorney, asked the special agent in charge of Homeland Security, Human Trafficking Group, Special Agent Gannon, did you do fingerprint analysis of these firearms? He said no. He said no. They don't do no fingerprint analysis. She says, you have Puffy's DNA, right? He said, I don't know. He said, you have fucking Puffy's fingerprints, right? He said something like, I don't know. But she said, well, when you get arrested by the feds, they take a DNA swab right off the rip. When you get arrested by the feds, you get fingerprinted, right? He said, yeah. Where's that other part at? Hold on, I got another part. All right, so what she's saying is like, why y'all, you got these guns, you done took the picture of them all in one spot when you said you found them in different places, right? And then you don't do no fingerprint analysis, no hair and fiber analysis, no swab analysis on the guns, the gun parts. Then they talked about this Gucci bag. They found a Gucci bag with all the drugs in it, right? And then in Puffy's bathroom, he had a wooden box in his bathroom that had Puffy on the top. And in there, they found some drugs, right? And when the government was direct examining Special Agent Gannon, 2 times the U.S. Attorney said, we tested the cocaine in the little clear sack, and we destroyed the cocaine after the test. We found some.
Yeah, that nigga going down, man.
We found some.
That
We
nigga going down.
found some. The Alprozam, and after y'all did the test, y'all destroyed it. So like, why are you destroying evidence? Was one of her questions, and then she made the point that like, it was so small, it don't matter anyway, right? Now, where's that part that I know I wrote it down, man? Hold up. That was real important. All right. Let's keep going. I found it. So then she said, y'all took over 500 pictures during the search warrant, right? Y'all destroyed the cocaine that you said you found. You destroyed it in the test, right? But they found a lot of drugs though in that Gucci bag. I don't want y'all to think that like it was only a little bit, it was a lot. A lot of ketamine, methamphetamine. Hold on, I got it all written down. They found a lot of drugs. Methamphetamine, Alprozam, Xanax, cocaine, ketamine, ecstasy, all kind of stuff, man. So, then she said this. Check this out. Check this part out. Share this video. She asked them, she says, do you understand that Puffy has been under investigation by Homeland Security and the Southern District of New York starting November 17th, 2023. Puffy started getting investigated, came on the radar in 2023. Now, I need y'all to figure out what happened in 2023. You understand? That's when the feds first got on him. The search warrant don't come until like 6 months later, right? Then she says, when did you find out that you was gonna start searching Puffy's home? He said, I found out 8 days prior to the search that it was Puffy. Then she says, Sean Smith, what up? Thanks for the super chat. Then she said, how come you testified on the stand that you normally do your search warrants at 6 o'clock in the morning? Why you did Puffy's at 3, almost 3:45 in the afternoon when you knew he was leaving, going out of the country with his daughters on a private jet? The state objected. They said objection. The judge sustained the objection because, or he either called a sidebar, meaning he brought them up. He brought the prosecutors up, and he brought Puffy's lawyer up, and they talked about it for a minute. And I think he made them. Did he make them strike that? Hold on. Because the way Puffy's lawyer said it, she said, you knew he was leaving the country with his twin daughters on a private jet, right? So like what she's trying to do is to pull at the heartstrings of the jury, like, damn, my man was leaving with his 2 daughters to go on a trip, and then y'all searched his crib when you knew he was gone. You understand? Why you didn't search it while he was dead? So he could watch y'all search so y'all can't plant nothing, right? But the judge made made her stop saying anything about the kids because he don't want the jury to be influenced by children, right? And that came up again. That came up again because being that Kim Porter has passed away, you know, the Puffy's team is gonna make it try to look like, yo, you gotta acquit him, found him not guilty, because he the only one to take care of his kids. But the U.S. attorney, like, we don't care about that. Don't let the fact that Kim Porter is not here and he the only one here, we don't care about nothing like that. You still convict. So they be playing them kind of gamesmanship. So when they executed the search warrant, I gotta get back in there. When they executed the search warrant, I'm out here in the rain, y'all. 6 individuals were on the property. They handcuffed everybody. Puffy's lawyer said, how many people was on the property when you went in there at 3:45? It really was 3:40, 40 minutes after 3. But I'm just gonna say 3:45 because it's easy to say. She said, you didn't even go in at 6 o'clock a.m. like you do every other time. You waited till you saw my man at the airport getting ready to dip with his daughters at 3:45. Then you go do the search warrant. And there's 6 people there. You put them all in handcuffs. And you have them in handcuffs for over an hour, even after you searched them and found out that they weren't armed and they didn't have no paraphernalia. Why did you leave them in handcuffs that long? He said, well, once we searched them and found out we cleared the property, we unhandcuffed them except one individual. So one dude, he was bucking. He was bucking. And they kept him in handcuffs longer than what they kept everybody else because he was pissed off. One dude, they didn't say his name. So that's where she was going with that. My notes is getting wet, y'all. So hold on. Now, this was the last part. This is where she finished up at. And I got some more. She said, this case is getting prosecuted. Y'all gotta hit the like button, man. Share this video. Let's get 1,000 people in here. This case is getting tried in New York City. Right now, I'm in New York. I live in New Jersey. New Jersey's right there. I live in North Jersey. Gun laws in New York and New Jersey are real strict. Very strict. And this is what Puffy's lawyer said. She said, yeah, you found this .45 caliber pistol. You found this AR-15, which was taken apart. But she says, don't you know that everybody in Florida has guns? That Florida is a more liberal gun state than New York? And then she stopped right there. She stopped right there. And that was, he got up and he left. Now what they got on the stand, is this clinical psychologist. They got this clinical psychologist on the stand, but I ain't gonna do her right now because I gotta get back upstairs. But you know, I don't know. They found a lot of drugs. Puffy had a lot of drugs, man. You understand? They found a lot of drugs. They found in his master closet, they found 25 bottles of baby oil, 31 bottles of Astroglide, you know, all kind of drugs. You understand? That's what it is. I really want to get into, so who's on the stand now is 100 grand. 100 grand, what up? Is a forensic clinical psychologist who deals with domestic violence trauma, abuse trauma. She has a BS degree in psychology, a master's of science, and a PhD in forensic psychology. I got it all written down. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it when I come out in the afternoon, because it's a lot. And she went through a lot. She talked about, and what they trying to do with her is to lock in the coercion and the force and the conspiracy, the racketeering piece, with saying the psychological abuse that Puff was doing, you know, the sexual, you know, the assaults, the physical assault, the domestic violence, did something to Cassie and kept her in that situation longer than what she said. And she makes some good points. She makes some good points. She makes some good points. But now Brian Steele is cross-examining her. And he stepping to her. He's stepping to her like a champ. He's stepping to her like a champ. All right, let me get out this rain, and I'm gonna see y'all about 3 o'clock, 3:30 when we come up out of there. Peace.